They all win. That doesn't mean Andy's not smart. But Andy's personality, Andy is a teacher. He's a mentor. He's like that really cool college professor, and you end up becoming a teacher because you adored your college professor. Andy's personality is very much, I'm going to find you the player and work around you. And that's why all of Andy's guys work. And they work instantly. Like John Harbaugh's and Doug Peterson, they work immediately. Sometimes they don't have a lot of experience beyond Andy Reid. But he is a teacher. Belichick's not a teacher. He's a genius. And you can never duplicate. Steve Jobs could not teach you to be as nimble intellectually as Steve Jobs. He was just lightning. You can't catch it. You can see a cloud move slowly in front of you, right? You can grab rain. You can't catch lightning. And I think, and this is not a knock on anybody else, but if you look at the coaching trees of every other great coach, the Bill Walshes, and he had a little bit of genius in him too. You have a lesson, you have a style, you have a system. Belichick has no system. He's got no system. He's brilliant, but there's no system to him. In fact, if you look at the history of Bill Belichick, he owns coaches with systems. Sean McVay's got a system. Who does Belichick not own? Andy Reid. Because Andy, like that, he's just a teacher. Andy doesn't have a system. Andy is a play designer. And it frustrates the hell out of Belichick because every time he faces Andy, he's got different personnel and different plays. Bill loves facing system guys because he's so smart, he can always find the hole in the system. But a lot of this is always like, why don't is Belichick hide stuff from people? No, he didn't hide stuff. Brian Flores, I think, is what's interesting is that Mangini said, you got to be your own guy. But if you watch Brian Flores, he's stealing a lot of Belichick stuff. He's the first coach that I look at and I think, oh, God, he's just doing what Belichick does. He's paying corners. He's accumulating draft picks. He's drafting his quarterback very early. We're going to take a chance on him. There's a lot of skeptics on Tua and Tom Brady. I'm going to go and get him. And you can see he got rid of some guys who were expensive, but he felt were fairly replaceable. But he spends money on the corner. And if immediately Brian Flores gets the smart linebacker and the great corner, that's Belichick. Belichick's always got the linebacker he likes and the corner he likes. And then it's situationally he can create the pass rush. He doesn't need a great, expensive pass rush guy. So, now, and my belief is in our business, don't reinvent the wheel. I would be more Brian Flores. If I worked with, let's say I'd work with Paul Harvey and then Rush Limbaugh or Howard Stern, I would take a lot of what they did and say, I'm just going to modify it. But basically, I'd take what they did because I think reinventing the wheel is wildly overrated.
There's a saying in the business, nothing is new.
Nothing. Like, so to me, borrowing is, I hear it all the time. There's a lot of young guys in the country. They reach out to me, and I'm always like, take my best stuff. Like, figure out a way. I'll sit down and have lunch, and I'll be like, you know how I do this? You should do that with your name. Like, you should create multiple segments that are tied to you. And by the way, go for it. Steal away. Like, I get it. I don't care. Like, LeBron James has a great quote about this. LeBron said this once. He goes, do what you want with my game. Rip it, criticize it, copy it, mimic it. It's out there. I am playing basketball, a sport I love. What you do with it, I don't care. If it motivates you, great. If I make mistakes and you go the opposite, what do I care? Use my game to do whatever it is. Like, Kobe copied MJ. I mean, there's videos out there where Kobe's game.
Kobe was a complete student of the game. Proximity to genius doesn't make you a genius,
No.
but it can make you smarter. But I think the issue with Belichick is what you said, personality. There's a lot of smart people, but what makes Brian Flores so similar to Belichick is his personality. Even watching him on the draft, like he's not a big smiler. He's a very serious guy. That, to me, like, aside from the moves that he makes, he has a similar kind of energy that Belichick has.
That was a really interesting comment. Proximity, would you say it again?
Proximity to genius doesn't make you a genius, but it can make you smarter.
Goulet is so much smarter today than he was 10 years ago.